What's something that you've done while horny and you regret it? When I was young I would ride this huge stuffed bear like a horse. Came out the shower and jumped on it naked and it tickled my nuts so good I just came all over the bear. My first ever nut. I would rush home from school to tickle my balls and just nut and nut and nut on this stuffed bear. Until one day it disappears. So I start humping my pillows the same way and nutting on my pillows and sleeping on them like an animal. My brother walks in one day, shows me a porno mag, then takes me to the computer and shows me a porn video. He goes, "Notice how they clean up after," among other completely uncensored and straightforward sex talk. Years later we are all drunk at my parents' for New Year's, and my brother brings it up. "Hey, remember when you would fuck stuffed animals and pillows?" I'm like, "You guys knew?" And they tell me how I would just leave the door open and they have seen me just clapping bear and pillow cheeks. Not to mention the massive amount of cum stains on black stuffed animal fur. And how they would all laugh until my brother decided to give me the sex talk so my dumbers could figure out that stroking my dick was a proper way to masturbate and not tickled my little boy balls until completion. Sometimes I still think about it and it makes me shudder in embarrassment. I will provide you with documents to start a new life in a foreign country. I can teach you German easily enough. We will get you through this. Maybe 15-20 years ago, still living at home with siblings, I thought it would be a great idea to print off a bunch of pictures of close-up vaginas, pin them all over the wall in the downstairs washroom like some serial killer, and spend the day in my vagina room doing whatever. Evidently I left some in the print queue, and they finally printed later when my sister used the computer. All I remember hearing was her yelling, "Oh god, your vaginas are printing. Your vaginas are printing." Never lived that one down. Mom was also upset about the holes in the bathroom wall. Simply breathtaking. A guy I met at a bar weeks before invited me over to watch some movies. I was extremely horny, extremely drunk and extremely bleeding out of my V. He made a move on me. I said I'd love to but it's the wrong time of the month for it. He just shrugged and said I shouldn't worry. He likes that kind of thing. Cue to him flinging a soaked up tampon out of my V, splattering blood everywhere in the process. The sex was good. The murder scene after not so much. Definitely wouldn't agree again. Dated the most incredible and insane dude years ago who would just whip tampons right out. Didn't care. Would even put fresh ones back in afterwards like it was nothing. Great relationship. Sadly had to break up because he kept dreaming I was trying to beat him to death with a 6-foot frozen fish and would fight back in his sleep. But hey, good times till then. Asked my husband to use the whip on me when I was on my knees. He has terrible aim. He literally whipped my pussy on accident and it was unlike any kind of pain I'd ever felt, and I've given birth 3 times. Edit. I promise I'm not completely without manners. Thanks for all the generous votes and awards. People, my whipped pussy tips its hat to you. Not my experience, but my fiance told me about the time when he was first learning about jacking off. He used toothpaste as lube to jack off. His reasoning was that it made your mouth tingle, so why not down there? LOL. He said it was the worst decision of his life. Edit. My fiance asked me to add that the toothpaste was the 90s Aquafresh with the different colors. He also thanks everyone for laughing in his misery. Face with tears of joy. When I was 15 I had my first girlfriend and also my first times of sex with her. I asked my older brother for advice, like some secret tips. One were, she has to put 2 eucalyptus bonbons, don't know if you say bonbon in English too, in her mouth and suck my dick with them, so she halfway ate them and began to suck for like 10 seconds. It was the worst burning but simultaneously extreme cold feeling my dick had experienced. Needless to say we didn't have sex this evening. When she left I called my brother, he didn't live at my parents' home anymore, and told him about it to ask if we did anything wrong. I've never heard him cracking up like this again. D. Was in China, rode a train for 2 hours to meet a girl, didn't have sex, a terrible blowjob. She got tired after a minute then cried cause she missed her ex. Oh, that's just sad. All around. Fucking sad. You know those silicone ass things they have in sex shops for like $300? When I was in Montreal in my sophomore year of college, I tried to buy one. My debit card got declined, so I didn't buy it. I got a call from my dad that evening saying someone in Montreal must have stole it from me, and I had to do the talk of shame explaining that I really did do that. My dude, I'd have agreed and cancelled my card. NGL. Me and my friend were supposed to take a visiting foreign professor for drinks. After a couple of beers the guy told us that he wanted to see some women. We took him to a softcore strip club. After the first beer the guy said that he wanted something more extreme. Prostitution is legal in my country and we took the guy to probably the largest bar with sex workers of our city. It was a bizarre place and after a few minutes our reputable visiting academic sealed the deal with the lady. The guy went with the lady to her room and came back after about 15 minutes. Suddenly the guy said that he was tired and wanted to head back to his hotel. On the ride back, the guy started weeping and telling us about his family and giving us advice about why we should love and respect our partners. I had never seen so much post-nut regret in my life. Sad guy. Not me, but a friend. He drove to another city to lose his virginity. He was up all night with the girl, so he fell asleep on the ride home. Totaled his car. He told his parents he was staying at my house overnight. So it was awkward conversation when he had to call his parents to explain why he totaled his car about 100 miles from home. Edit. He actually did get laid. He said it wasn't worth it. A football game was on, and had gotten a better TV. Mentioned that to an ex, and offered to buy dinner from a place she liked. She ate the food like she hadn't eaten in 3 days and gotten food all over her face. Claims the food was that good. She goes to bathroom to wash and comes out naked. She spreads out on the floor and says to me, I'm 5 feet away, and the smell hits me. I say let me go to the bathroom first, and I end up puking from the smell. Stupidly traded nudes with a guy I met online. He kept trying to get me to meet up for sex and I refused. One day he told me he found me on Facebook and if I didn't meet up with him he would send all my nudes to everyone on my Facebook friends list. So me young and terrified I meet up with him for sex. He lets me delete all the photos of me from his phone. After I leave I get a text from his wife saying she found my number on his phone and wanted to know if we had had sex. I told her the story and that I literally just left and of course had no idea he was married and that he blackmailed me. She apologized for what he had done saying it's not the first girl he's done it to. Still feel dirty and a shit ton of guilt after that years later. A stripper let me jack off in front of her once. That and another time I fucked a hamburger. Smash burger. Part A. Okay. But then part B here was a hard left. Using the twin percussion handheld back massager on my dick. NGL it felt really fucking good. But it left a lingering tender feeling that had me walking funny for a bit. Happened when I was but a wee mid-teen. I thought I was the only crazy bastard that did this.